Let's read some video comments, shall we? Well, this is a nice one. Hello, G5. Thanks so much for sharing this awesome video, as I know what you went through, but anyway, it's so nice to meet you. I am watching from Greensboro, North Carolina, your new friend, and that's at Life in North Carolina 4770. Thank you for that. That's very nice. Okay, and so this next one. There is something morally wrong with older first world men exploiting younger, desperate to get ahead Filipinas. Marriage should be based on more than just a pickup. Shame on you all. Uh-oh. Shame on us all. Yeah, shame on us all. Well, obviously I read that comment already, and yeah, these sort of make me stop and think, and so today I thought I'd do another reaction to the comments video. How about that? So welcome back to G5 Philippines. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you enjoy this video. I'm just going to do some talking about some of these comments that I get. So the comment starts out with, there is something morally wrong with older first world men exploiting younger, desperate to get ahead Filipinas. Well, okay. I would challenge that by saying that there's really no exploitation going on anywhere. And I've talked about this in past videos. Some people say that the Filipina is exploiting the man, using her cute Filipinaness to seduce older men. And then there's the accusation that the older men are exploiting the Filipina. And by the way, I remember a time when I might have taken some sort of offense or maybe felt a bit defensive, but nowadays, as I've gotten longer into making YouTube videos, I just sort of laugh at the, short-mindedness of folks who make those kinds of comments. But don't misunderstand. I do get where they're coming from, because there's a part of me that might have even thought the same way at a point in time. In fact, there was a time when I felt very strongly that way. My younger sister, as an example, I'm 8 years older than she is. She married a guy that's a year older than me, so he's 9 to 10 years older than she is. And at the time, I remember I was not feeling it. Now that was 30 years ago. I just felt like it was wrong. So fast forward 30 years or so, and life has a way of affecting our mindset, our beliefs, our convictions. So when somebody comes on with this age gap stuff, like it's immoral to this and immoral to that, nowadays, where I might have taken offense or been defensive, I just laugh, because bless their hearts, they just don't get it. But here's the bottom line. After almost 13 years of marriage, myself and 3 children, I can tell you that there's no exploitation going on whatsoever. In fact, I would go so far as to say that while I'm extremely happy in my marriage and with my family, it is a very normal relationship. It didn't start out normal. It was very cool, new and adventurous. But, after the first few years, and especially by now, it's evolved into what normal marriage should be. The ups and downs, the goods and the bads, the highs and the lows, and everything in between. And I've seen countless examples of successful, loving marriages between older men and younger Filipinas. Both partners have found happiness, stability. These relationships work because they're built on mutual respect, understanding, shared values, and not exploitation. So I'm not really sure where the moral issue comes in. That's really where I kind of get a laugh out of this. Now, let's take off my modern 2024 hat and let's put on a more traditional mindset from, say, the 1940s, 50s, 60s. Yeah, traditionally, it may have been frowned upon, but the argument could be made all day. An age gap is definitely something that's going to get people riled up. But, you can go back to biblical examples or examples throughout history all the way up to modern day. It really just boils down to a very simple matter of whatever works for the couple. I try not to talk about this too much out of respect for my wife, but I tried the standard, normal, traditional ways, 2 times in fact, and neither time did they work out. Now, I'm in a situation that has not only worked out, but has far exceeded my expectations. It's better than just working out. So that's a long way to say shame on me, shame on us. But let me say this, if this is wrong, then it's absolutely the best wrong decision I've made in my whole life. And one thing I've also thought about in the last few months is how I have progressed beyond the initial honeymoon phase of my Philippines journey. I've been involved with my wife for almost 14 years, and I've lived in the Philippines for almost 7 years now. That initial excitement of the new, the mystical and mysterious, it's definitely passed. But as much as I love that feeling back then, I love now where I'm at even more. I like to say bliss, but I also like to say that it's the imperfections that make it perfect. And that's really true. I see it that way, because if everything was just perfect every minute of every day, as great as that might be, that could also be boring. You find appreciation for the good things amidst the difficult moments and challenges that we face, whether they're life challenges, relationships, or marital challenges. When you succeed in those challenges, it just makes it all the sweeter. So I'm far beyond the honeymoon euphoria and well into a more mature sensibility. Okay, so I sort of skipped over the comment about younger Filipinas being desperate to get ahead. We talked about exploitation, but the bottom line is, in my mind at least, there's a 50-50 ratio. There's 50% where the Filipina may be exploiting the man for a reliable, dependable life, and the man is exploiting the Filipina for her youth, her Filipina cuteness, or whatever. So let's say that's the case for 50% of the relationships. But the other 50% are good young ladies who are just looking for a loving, stable marriage that, yes, is also financially stable, comfortable, and reliable. And again, I'll refer to my personal situation. While I made a good living before coming to the Philippines, I was very financially stable. I had the big house, the cars, everything. I mean, I wasn't rich. I didn't have more money than I knew what to do with. And there have been times that we've been tight on money. The bottom line is, my wife goes with the flow no matter what. So this sentiment of the desperate to get ahead Filipina, I'm not going to say it's entirely untrue, but I do think it's unfair to generalize, to that point. Filipinas choose what they want to do. There's no exploitation. If you want to say that, then the Filipina is exploiting the man just as much as the man is exploiting the Filipina. I really just don't buy into that argument at all. Okay, so let's take a minute and talk about the actual difference between an exploitative relationship and a genuine relationship. The commenter is making the accusation that first world men are exploiting young Filipinas, etc., etc. So what is an exploitative relationship? That's when one person, whether it's he or she, takes unfair advantage of the other through manipulation, coercion, even deceit. It's when there's a lack of true consent, where someone feels pressured or compelled to be in that relationship, usually for the other person's benefit. Now, conversely, on the other hand, you've got a genuine consensual relationship. It's real, it's healthy, and both people are there because they want to be. There's mutual respect, shared goals, and they're both contributing positively to each other's lives. They're making decisions together that align with their values and desires. There's no one-sided gain here. Both partners are in it because it's what they genuinely want. So when we start talking about these relationships between older men and younger Filipinas, it's really easy for people to jump to these stereotypical conclusions. But before we judge or make accusations, we need to take a step back and think about it. Not every young Filipina is desperate, and not every older man is exploitative. Just the same, not every Filipina is exploitative and not every older man is desperate. Each relationship is unique, and it's important to look at these specific dynamics between the individuals involved. Filipinas, just like anyone else, have the ability to make their own choices. They're not helpless, and they're not only looking for financial stability. They're capable of making informed decisions about their lives and who they want to be with. So again, I refer back to my situation with my wife. She's definitely not exploiting me for being rich any more than I'm exploiting her for being desperate. We came into this situation very much in alignment with our long-term life goals, and that really just boiled down to being happily married, having kids, and living out our days. And guess what? We're almost 14 years into that, and it's right on track. Now, I do give God all the glory for that, and I truly believe in my heart that God brought my wife and me together. So let me take a moment to share something that really made a difference in my journey. If you're looking for a serious, meaningful relationship, I highly recommend checking out Christian Filipina. That's where I met my Filipina wife, and it's been a significant part of our story. What I appreciate about Christian Filipina is that it's designed for people looking for genuine connections. It's not about finding a random someone or hookup. It's about meeting someone who shares your values and faith. I can personally testify that it's been a blessing to my life, and if you're on a similar path, it will definitely be worth a look. Please follow my link in the description to let them know that I sent you. All right, so those are my thoughts on this comment. I'd love to hear from you all, whether you've had similar experiences or different perspectives. Feel free to share in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going and learn from each other's viewpoints. And of course, I'm not going to beg and plead, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you haven't liked, please do. And if this discussion resonates with you and you find it worthwhile sharing on your Facebook profile or something like that, that would be great too. Okay, see you in the next video.